I need to apologise to you. Before I came to this country, I believed everything negative I saw in the news. I saw things about how everyone was rude, how everyone tried to rip you off, and how people just genuinely don't get on.
I believe the Titanic was out to get more ice.
Sebastian Krause has been spending the last several weeks in the U.S. following the German soccer team from Houston to Boston. Sebastian was afraid of coming over, saying that the news in Europe painted a picture of America being dangerous.
Media in Europe portrays America as this absolutely insane place where it's just bang bang problems and this and
dangerous
issues.
To go.
Yeah, and it's not true. Like, we've travelled extensively in the States, and we know that there is no friendlier people in the world. There is no greater degree of hospitality we've ever experienced.
But also,
many European fans arrived with a version of America built from news clips and online warnings: dangerous, rude, divided, and hard to trust. But once they landed, the story started changing fast. They went to games, drove across states, met locals, ate in diners, and experienced the country directly. The biggest surprise was not the size of the stadiums or the food, it was how wrong many of them felt about the people.
this is unbelievable.
It's a shop in a restaurant. What's all that about?
Because you might have to stay way longer than you planned. Not because of the places, I mean they have amazing places, but because of the people. I've lost count of how many Americans told me, for example, like, oh, if you go to Texas, let me know, I'll show you around. Or come to Florida, we have beautiful beaches, I'll show you. Or if you go to New York, let me know. Like,
Went for a beer this morning, went up to pay for it, a lady already paid the beer for her.
What surprised me was just how friendly the Seattleites are. Just how amazing the American people are. And it's honestly, it's been so heartwarming. I've been here for a month, I go home on Thursday, and it's been unbelievable. So it's been on your news channels how Scotland have taken over Boston and Miami and yada yada. So I came to this country, so I booked this trip to Seattle before the draw was made, and I'm going to stop soon. I'm talking too much, right? But what's caught me so much was just how lovely, beautiful, inside, outside, how friendly, how welcoming the Seattleites and the Americans are. I love you all. No Scotland, no party. Right.
Jalapeno. Red Bluff, California.
What is Red Bluff?
We love it, and the people are so nice.
They just kept buying us our beers. They bought us T-shirts. You guys love it.
Is people walking.
Hospitality confused people in the best way. Strangers offered to show them around, invited them to visit other states, bought beers, paid for food, gave recommendations, and treated their trip like something they personally wanted to improve. Seattleites welcomed Scottish fans. People in Red Bluff bought visitors beers and T-shirts. For many fans, the most memorable moments happened far away from the pitch.
There's honestly no way that this is normal. Look at this. Like, this is a high school stadium. What? Look at the amount of seats in this place.
Something that I figured out while being here is that ice makes everything better. I am convinced Americans put ice in every drink. Specialty, right?
This is the average monster we got in Europe, Switzerland. But what is this? What is this? 24 ounces, I guess. 710 milliliters. What is this? What the fuck? This is bigger than my future. This is crazy.
I bloody love driving in America. It's such a pleasure. It's such an absolute pleasure. We've had to change our car purely because we needed to, the old car had a service. But we've got this Jeep Wagoneer is massive. It is huge. The air conditioning is amazing. The screen is amazing. I'm even getting cold air blowing up my bottom. I love being in America. I love American cars. I love American roads. And we are having the best time of our lives.
I don't know who created Costco, but he's a genius. We also have a little house. Oh, apparently those ones are insane. But for those who have families, this is so perfect. Some cheese. Very good.
Then came the physical shock. Everything was scaled differently. A high school stadium looked professional, a normal energy drink became gigantic. Cars felt like moving living rooms. Roads were wide, stores were huge, and Costco seemed like its own universe. Visitors had heard America was big, but seeing that scale in daily life made it feel almost unreal.
You guys actually season your food here?
Wait, you guys don't?
No, we just use salt and pepper.
Welcome to America.
It's to everything.
This is what you guys use as a dip out here?
Yep.
Not just ketchup?
We've got a lot more than just ketchup, buddy.
Tell me you're in America without telling me you are in America. I've just been handed my drink. Oh my goodness, this building is huge.
Should I move here?
Guys, I wasn't expecting this. It's like its own universe, and we've already gone in on the food.
Oh, it looks so
I
good.
couldn't help myself. And the guys behind the counter, like, they do a sing-song.
No, thank you right now. If we had Chipotle in Australia, I swear to God, I would be there every single day.
So you went to Costco, do you buy any food? No. I'm just having my lunch. Some wings. Huh?
Why does this taste better than anything I've ever had in the UK? This is why people think the UK is nothing but beans and toast. This is why. I finally get it. I finally get why the Americans rebelled against the British. Because they wanted to be free and eat this rather than the awful shite we were giving them. Charles, you absolute plonker. Why haven't you given this to the UK?
Do you have like half chicken?
Half the chicken?
Yeah.
Combo?
Okay.
Yes, sir?
What kind of sauce you have?
$13.
Okay.
Cash or card?
Okay, card.
Card?
Damn, I just got half a chicken for $13. I think that's like the cheapest and biggest meal I had in the US. It's like a little food stall. And we have like various sauces that you can add when you're eating, I guess. How long does it take to cook one chicken?
20 minutes.
20 minutes? This mine?
Yeah, that was yours, sir. Yeah.
Thank you.
American food overwhelmed them first, then won them over. It was the seasoning, the dips, the sauces, the portions, Chipotle, barbecue, wings, and half a chicken for $13. Fans arrived ready to joke about American excess. But many ended up admitting the food was genuinely good. Even when it was too much, they kept eating.
We pulled up to the Grand Canyon National Park and straight away, your brain just can't process it. It's too big, it's too deep, it's too everything.
Right in front of me are mountains.
For the people that haven't been to Bryce National Park in the United States, please take a look at this video and go. Because this is one of the most beautiful national parks I've ever seen in my whole entire life. And I've been traveling around the world for 2 years. Look at this.
This is just the most insane place. If this isn't on your bucket list, you need to add it. They call this the England's Grand Canyon, and it's just insane. I haven't seen anybody for miles. I am completely on my own in the middle of nowhere, and this is my view.
Imagine downtown London or Rome without any people. That's just not possible. Or forget about Europe.
Then came the landscapes. The Grand Canyon was too big for the brain to process. Bryce National Park looked like one of the most beautiful places a world traveler had ever seen. Empty spaces stretched for miles. For many fans, the World Cup became an excuse to discover a country far bigger, quieter, and more visually powerful than the tournament itself.
You meet is just stopping you and talking about football and your experiences. I think we can all agree that America has done an absolutely fantastic job of hosting this World Cup so far. Genuinely feel a lot of people's opinions on America will now change after this World Cup.
People are so nice here. So positive. I don't know what it is. They're just so like, they're just enjoying life. It's amazing.
They're very friendly.
Yeah, so friendly.
This is a British content creator, Andy in America.
The media portrays Americans as rude, lazy, all the above, and it's further from the truth.
Comment on how good the American hospitality has been. So we're currently on a road trip right now, watching all of the England World Cup games. So by the Mississippi River right now. Try not to get too close, don't want to get bit by a croc. But yeah, I've had hundreds of DMs, thousands of messages and comments on my videos. It's people giving us recommendations, advice. We've had invitations to have barbecues with people's families, people offering to fill our cars up with petrol for the road trip, local businesses offering, come to ours, have a look around, we'll show you what we do. People messaging to say if you need anything, let us know. So it's been pretty well overwhelming, to be honest, but really appreciated.
A German fan is brought to tears not because Germany was eliminated from the World Cup, but because of how he was treated in America.
I fall in love with this country, and this was so emotional. I even cried in the stadium.
Oh my God, right?
By the end, the story was not just about whether America could host the World Cup, it was about what the World Cup revealed. Fans arrived with fear, doubts, stereotypes, and warnings, but they found huge stadiums, massive roads, wild landscapes, unforgettable food, and strangers who wanted them to enjoy the country. America did not win them over by being perfect. It won them over by being warmer, bigger, stranger, and more generous than expected. A beer already paid for, a barbecue invitation, a stranger offering advice, a local business opening its doors, a stadium full of emotion, a national park that left them speechless. The World Cup gave Europeans a reason to come. America gave them a reason to rethink everything. Subscribe for more World Cup culture shocks and the headlines completely missed.
What's one word to describe the U.S.?
Fun. I love America.
Let's go! Why is it fun?
There's stuff to do everywhere. It's just the best place.
What's the weirdest thing about the U.S.?
Everyone's so nice. People in London aren't nice. People are so friendly on the street. It's just weird because we don't.
For years, many Europeans were taught to imagine America as chaotic, stressful, dangerous, and fake, a place that only looked good in movies. But when they actually arrived, the real shock was not Hollywood. It was everyday life. The streets were warmer than expected, the people were friendlier than expected, and the country felt more open, more energetic, and more alive than the version they had been shown from far away. They came expecting spectacle, but found something stranger: normal Americans being kind, confident, loud, helpful, and proud without apology. For visitors used to colder public spaces and quieter social rules, this felt almost unreal.
As a Brit that lives in America, we get asked quite a lot why we decided to leave the UK and why we chose America. Hi, if you're new here, my name's Courtney, and me and my husband moved us and our 2 children from England to America about 6 months ago, and we settled in Kansas. So the first reason we wanted to leave was that we didn't really like where it was heading politically, and I'm not going to get too much into that because it causes an uproar in the comments about other people's opinions, but we weren't happy with where we could see it going. Excuse the noise, they're doing something over the back. So that was our first indicator that we wanted to leave. The second reason we left was because we wanted our children to have a different upbringing to what we had. Not that our upbringing was bad over in England, but we just wanted something different, like more opportunities for them, better things that they can go out and do, to live in a country where they can go and explore, and America's the perfect one for that. Each state is completely different and they all have something different to offer. So we thought that's when we started to think about America. So another reason we wanted to leave was because of our jobs. My husband's job was just becoming boring for him. It was the same thing day in and day out, and he's the reason that we actually were able to come over here, because he secured a job in a similar field to what he was doing, but it's completely different aspect of the job, and he finds it a lot more interesting. I, however, was really struggling to hold down my job at home because I was just so unhappy in the career path that I chose, that when the opportunity for America arose, we both jumped on it because it was something that we really wanted. So my job was working in a childcare setting with children under 5, and I found that I used all my patience up at work. So when I came home to my children, who were also both under 5, I had no patience left, and I was just like avoiding them, cooking dinner. My husband would do bedtime, whereas now that we live over here, I actually get to cherish every moment that I have with them and have the patience to deal with them as well. And it's just a better way of life over here, we think.
For some people, America was not just a holiday, it became a reset. British families moved across the ocean not because they hated home, but because they wanted something different: space, opportunity, a new environment for their children, and a life that felt less limited. What they found was not perfect, but it felt possible. A new job, a different pace, more room to explore, more choices for where to live, what to do, and what kind of life to build. That is the part many Americans take for granted. To outsiders, the country can feel like a giant menu of possible futures.
Americans do things with a level of confidence that Brits reserve for absolutely nothing. Restaurants, I feel like this is done more in the US. If things aren't up to scratch, you best believe that Americans will be sending that food back. And you know what? I'm with them. I am so with them. It costs so much money to go out and eat nowadays that why should we expect anything less than what we've asked for? So if they get the order wrong, if the steak isn't cooked to the right temperature, are calm about it, they're respectful about it, but they will just say, look, I'm not happy with the food, can you send it back? And the customer service here is just like, absolutely, what can I do to help? How can I correct the situation? And I now have got into the habit of doing that if I'm not happy with something. Whereas back home, I think we received the wrong meal, we eat half of it, we apologise to the waiter for being confusing that we ate half, or we probably lie and say, when the waiter comes home and says like, oh, how was it? I hope you enjoyed everything. You'll probably be like, yeah, it was lovely. I'm just so full, you know. Or at the end of the meal, when you're done, you'll probably be like, sorry, but I think I did order the salmon, but I did receive the chicken. I just wanted to let you know. Coffee orders. It'll be like, can I have a quad oat half sweet extra with cold foam on top with a sprinkle of cinnamon? Can you make sure that it's not too cold but not too hot? Like, I have seen it all. I've been with some of my friends and like the way they're ordering, I'm like, it's a whole operation. I now do this, so I'm not judging. UK, it's very much like you'd only order what you can see on the menu. I'm sorry, I know it's not in the menu, but like, do you have tea? Like coffee, they'll just be like, can I have an Americano with cold milk? Complimenting strangers. I love your outfit, I love your hair, like so many compliments. Oh, I love your accent. In the UK, people will probably have the exact same thought as that. They'll never say it. They'll love someone's coat and they won't ever say it. And then 14 years later, they'll talk about this coat that this person wore and how much they loved it. It's like, where's this come from? Why didn't you tell me at the time?
I was just watching a post of a fellow Brit living in America, and he was talking about how he's noticed the difference in children and how they are typically more confident in America than they are in England. And it made me think, because I think literally every single other Brit I follow on here who lives in America, one thing that all of them will say is that people in general, not just kids, but adults, kids, but people in general are more confident here than they are in England. From a young age in England, we can typically be told to not show off, don't brag, be humble, don't toot your own horn. It can be seen as arrogant to talk about your achievements, or if you have a pay raise or an idea that you have that may go against the grain. Whereas in America, I think it's celebrated to talk about yourself in such a positive light. If you have an achievement, a stranger would celebrate with you. When you have positive motivation, this can help you with your confidence. This just isn't something that we're used to in England. I won't lie, when I first moved to America and people were this way with me, I kind of saw it as fake or not being genuine, but it really isn't. American people just love celebrating other people's wins and bigging each other up.
One of the biggest culture shocks was American confidence. Not arrogance, confidence. Americans ask for what they want. They send food back when something is wrong. They customize coffee like it is a business contract. They compliment strangers out loud. They celebrate wins without acting embarrassed. For Brits, this can feel unnatural at first. Back home, humility is often treated like a survival skill. Do not show off. Do not complain. Do not make a fuss. But in America, confidence is not always seen as showing off. Sometimes it is just participation, and after living around that energy, many British people say they become more confident themselves.
Good morning, USA. Listen, guys, I've said hello to so many people this morning. Like, I think I spent at least 5 people. And I just spoke to a lovely gentleman. He said to me, I said to him, good morning. He said, good morning, how's your day? I said, having a lovely day. He said, what a beautiful day. Amazing weather. I was like, it's a bit cloudy today, but it's like, listen, if God made today great, it's a great day. And I was like, okay, have a lovely day. You too. People are just so nice. What is going on? What is going on? Oh my God. America is really nice. People are too nice. Too nice for my liking. But I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to the USA. Yeah, I am.
You learn a lot about yourself when you move abroad. Let me tell you what I just learned today. Moved to America 8 months ago. Just realised that English people are strange and I'm one of them. Why do we gatekeep our name from people? Why am I actually scared of telling people my name? Why will it take them 3 times of meeting me before they even know my name? That's probably an exaggeration, but I will have full-blown conversations with people with my dog out in the street. They've told me their name and I still haven't told them mine. Why? Americans, they meet you and if they want to engage with you, they'll say their name. Like, hi, my name is Pete. Hi, my name is Roger. We don't do that. We do not do that. We can have 2-hour-long conversations with people in the middle of a forest with our dogs. We will still never exchange names.
Then there was the daily friendliness, the part that feels small until you are not used to it. Americans say good morning. They ask about your day. They tell you their name. They talk to strangers like it is normal. For many Europeans, this feels confusing at first, almost suspicious. But over time, that friendliness starts to change the way people move through the world. A morning walk becomes a social event. A dog walk becomes a conversation. A stranger becomes Pete, Roger, or someone who remembers your dog's name before you even remember theirs. America's warmth is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is just a hello that actually means something.